All right, official welcome everyone to the Conscious Awakening program, our January Masterclass. For some of you, this is your first official Masterclass for the Conscious Awakening program. And for some of you, this is you're wrapping up your year with us. Regardless, this is a beginning, a time to really look fresh at what it is that you want to create for your life. How do you want to feel? And what do you want to be doing and how do you want to show up in the world? And we're actually going to be spending time taking it one step further from when my life is ideal, I am, that we created in the Passion and Purpose Clarity Masterclass. I called it different things. The last one was Best Year Yet. Prior to that, it was the Passion and Purpose Clarity, and start to really drill down and go, okay, the passion and purpose clarity of when my life is ideal, I am, is kind of like that big vision of when my life is ideal. Some of that stuff we can be able to create quickly. Some of those visions might be bigger and may take time to unfold. As I shared and you heard in that last master class, sort of we did one November and December. And now what we want to be doing is looking at a closer snapshot. And in that December 2026, December 31st, 2026, and we can make it January 12th, 2027. It's just a little harder for me to say in my head. Where do I want to be? So we're going to go into the future 12 months from now and look, if this was the year that I rocked it out, that I stretched myself, that I stopped playing small, that I maybe weathered a bit of a storm that I'm in right now, right? It's not always about the rah-rah. Sometimes we're in a little bit of a storm. And at the end of it, how did I show up? Who was I being? How did I want to feel? Where at the end you can say, I'm so proud of myself because I did what I told myself I would do. And so then what we're going to look at is now how do we create that? So if we're here 12 months from now, where do we need to be 9 months from now, 6 months from now, 3 months from now? And what is one small action step that I can take tonight or tomorrow that is always moving me in that direction? So we're going to have some conversation around that. So we're going to do a little moment just to get grounded. And then what we'll do is go around our Zoom room, our Hollywood Squares here, and have you introduce yourself. And because of the theme is what you want to create, perhaps you could share one thing that lights you up. Like when you are engaged in this one thing or feeling this one way, your heart opens, it expands. It's like it would be, I'll give an example when we get there, but let's just take a moment to ground. So just invite you to sit up in your seat. Vicki is driving, so of course you can just do the breath work. Do keep your eyes open if you are on the road. That kind of goes without saying, but just felt like it's good to throw that in. So we'll just take a moment here, ground into our space. So I love to feel my feet on the ground, but also for the ground to be coming up and meeting me. And then for my pelvis to be solid in my seat, but feel that I'm also lifted and supported. So that's the grounding. The centering is the breathing into the belly. And then as you exhale, pull your belly back to your spine, contract your abs a little bit there, and just feel that centering. This is where we root chakra 1, I am strong, resilient, I am love, I am connection, whatever that is for you. And as you pull your belly back to spine, that's also connecting you to the sacral chakra of unconditional love. The sacral chakra, keep that breath into the belly, pulling back to the spine. The sacral chakra is about unconditional love, that sense of that grandmotherly love that you have for you, that you can have for others and for humanity. But here's the one part of the sacral chakra. As you keep breathing and pulling back, feel that activation deep in the core, that how we relate out into the world, or when we relate out into the world, that we're able to stay connected to who we are, right? That we're not losing ourselves as we care for others and communicate with others. And now lift up into your spine, grow a little taller. So your core is supporting you. That's the centering, but that lifting up through your spine, like the energy of the universe is calling you upward, right? You know, when we say things like lighten up, what are we meaning? Relaxed sense of lightening up, lifting up to the light, connecting to source. Because when we're living connected to source, we're living as love, we're living from that space of all possibility, right? We get lifted and carried. So now, as we're in that ground center align, if your eyes are not closed yet, I invite you to close your eyes or even soften your gaze down. You can place your hand in your heart, hand on your belly if you're called to do so, and just take a deep breath into your heart. And as you breathe in, just feel your breath moving in and out of your heart. And now bring gratitude now into your space, the sense of gratitude and appreciation for being here. Gratitude for yourself, for making a commitment to yourself, for creating a life of your choosing. This is for me, you can say. This is for me. This commitment to yourself for creating a life you love. Does it include great health, vitality? Does it include connection, abundance? Does it include beautiful relationships? Does it include you saying no powerfully to others? Does it include what would love do? Maybe it includes holding someone's feet to the fire or allowing them to step into their own space. Gratitude for yourself to stepping into a world of possibility. Breathe into your belly, lift through your spine. And knowing that when you live your truth, there is a powerful ripple effect to those around you. And now, as you keep breathing into your heart center, down into your belly, take a moment to send love and happiness to yourself. Send love and happiness to the people in your life, whoever comes to mind. And we can send love and happiness to the people that we meet as we move through our day. And love and happiness to all of us beautiful souls gathered here in this Zoom room. Now stay with your breath and just notice how you feel within the space of your body, your belly, and your heart. Notice if it's feeling a little more expanded, maybe a little more open and warm. If it is, this is love. That feeling of openness, warmth, expansion is love. And now just one more breath into the belly. And then just exhale. Coming back into the room. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. I will say, of all the different things that I do and offer, this group in the Conscious Awakening program, you guys show up. You're here. You show up whether you want to or you don't. And this is where transformation happens. So thank you so much for being here. So what we'll do is we'll do what we call popcorn. So I'll begin and we'll say our name and just one thing that lights you up. So, and then I'll popcorn it over. So just be ready. You can unmute yourself now in preparation or unmute when your name is called. So my name is Linda. And what lights me up is being in nature. And we had a huge snowfall a couple of days ago in Whistler, and I put my headlamp on and I went for a run in the snow. And I felt so incredibly alive. I'm going to ping pong over to my childhood friend, Lucy.
What lights me up is a live concert and music. That's what lights me up.
So good. And who you can ping pong over?
Oh, ping
You,
pong. I'm
popcorn.
going to ping pong or popcorn to Liz. Hi, Liz.
Hi, everyone. My name is Liz, and what lights me up is volunteering or providing things to help others live a better life.
And popcorn, Liz?
Ah, Sharon.
Hi, my name is Sharon. And it's interesting over the holidays, what really lights me up. I went to an outdoor club party and said I'd come early and help, but I ended up, people were let in the door, greeting them and getting their name tags. And oh my God, you see the email I got back from the people who organized it. Oh, you were just in your glory having so much fun. And then my girlfriend broke her collarbone, had a yoga party. So people were coming in the door, hang up the coats and put your food here. And I was really, really busy. But I loved every minute of it. And I got the same thing from the girls. Sharon, you should be doing more of this. You are in your element. So that really lights me up. I'm helping other people.
Thank you, Sharon. And popcorn?
Oh, popcorn over to Darlene.
I was just noticing, someone in the car just turned their video on. Maybe it's a good time for them to introduce themselves.
Probably a good idea.
Oh, she still
So
has
Darlene, popcorning and we'll popcorn back. Go ahead, Vicky. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. I'll be home soon. But yes, what lights me up is connection with people. So this group lights me up. And then yesterday I had my bridal shower and I had many people there that love me. And it's the connection that I have with people really light me up. So full of gratitude today. And we'll go back to you, Darlene.
Thank you. I'm Darlene, and the most recent thing that lit me up was yesterday. It was my husband's birthday party, and our grandson was over. He's 2, and he greets me with his arms open, and then we just play. And he's such a reminder to be in the moment and enjoy really simple things. So precious. And I popcorn to Parker.
Hi, I'm Parker. I would say what lights me up is connecting with friends and people in a nature setting and just sharing really cool experiences with the community. Popcorn to Shirley.
Hi, I'm Shirley. What lights me up is working with my clients and seeing the relief on their faces as I find solutions for them.
So good. Just say what you do there, Shirley.
I'm a financial coach.
Oh.
Yeah, who might need a little support getting their finances in order so they feel confident. And yeah, beautiful. Well, thank you. It's just such an honor and a pleasure. Parker and Shirley, welcome to the Conscious Awakening program. They have jumped on board for our 2026 cohort. And some of you have already met them because they were in our Passion and Purpose Clarity workshops in November and then also in December. So you may have already met them and you will we get to know each other pretty great here. We get to know each other, who we are at our heart and our core. And it's just a little caveat just to, invite you to show up as you are, right? Sometimes one person shows up, they have such wonderful things to celebrate. Other times someone shows up and they're having a hard time and they can share that. So, come as you are, but to be here with us together is really incredible. So what I'm going to do is set the stage for what we're going to create today. I'll just share my screen here. And I do go back and forth from the videos, but I want to make sure that I do a little less talking today to give you time to actually really get some work done. So tonight we're going to talk about and create what we call a blueprint for living an exceptional life. And we're going to be focusing on 2026. And again, those of you that have done the Passion and Purpose Clarity Workshop, what we did is we created the vision that really connects you to what we call our highest values. So even if you did this back in November, I think I may have done it in September. I'm pretty sure everyone here has done it. But When My Life is Ideal, when we came up with the top 5, it's about when I'm living as my highest values. We're going to be talking today about raising our standards for living. You know, for me, when I'm cutting myself short, it's because I'm living lower than a standard. And sometimes we've got to put our own feet to the fire and raise our standards so that we can live at that high value. And it's about having that 10 out of 10 level of fulfillment as much as we can in our life. So we're going to be creating that for this year. And as you know, we're going to be talking a little bit more depth in a moment about what the power of a new beginning is. And we're using 2026 as a time where we are creating from a new beginning. But the beginning of anything is important. I know some place more value on the Chinese New Year, the significance this year that we've been talking about more through emails, that we're finishing the year of the snake. And the year of the snake, which the Chinese New Year is February 17th, is about what can we let go of? What is it that we want to release? In other words, it's like, I'm not carrying that into the new year. I'm not carrying that with me any longer. And I'm going to be taking you through a small exercise where it's like, what burden are you carrying right now? When we think of things that weigh us down, things that make us feel heavy, things that have us say, you know what, it's just not in the cards for me. Those things that are carrying us down, that are burdens, that make us feel anything less than peaceful, anything less than joyful, anything less than happiness. As I'm talking, maybe something comes to mind. Write it down in a corner somewhere on your paper so we don't lose it. And we're going to give you the opportunity to lay it down and just say, I'm not taking that with me, because this year is the beginning of 2026. And this year will also be starting in February, the year of the horse, which is about forward movement. It doesn't necessarily mean we come out of the gate full steam ahead. It may, and that's what you're ready for, but it may also mean that momentum, that steadiness, the strength. It may require some courage. But in order to do that, the more we can lay those stones down, the more we can put those bricks or those boulders down, the easier it will be, the less resistance. So what is a burden? It can be resistance. It can come from something of fear, or we're holding on to resentment, or we're judging ourselves or others, or we're acting and behaving like the world out there has more control over our lives than the world in here. Those are all forms of burdens, limiting beliefs, the yeah buts that I can't, the fact of life circumstances, what's going on in my world right now. These are all things, if we laid them down, what would be possible? So the new year, it brings new opportunity. And it brings, what it does is when we start something newly, it starts to establish or set a thought or behavior. I'm establishing new. Today's the day where I'm living from possibility. Today's the day where I'm going to be a good steward of my money, excellent steward of my money. Today's the day where I'm going to send love and happiness to people in my life because it sets me free. So the beginning sets inertia. It forms inertia that creates momentum in the direction that the energy has been set. And it could be positive momentum or negative momentum. And so this is where we have that moment of truth where we can choose. So the new year brings opportunity, it sets alignment, or it sets the correct positioning of our mind So when we do this at the beginning of the year, it's because there's this psychological sense that we can leave the past behind. But leaving the past behind, note, is the power in every single moment. It could be like, you had a nasty start to the day, or you didn't have a very good communication with someone, that you can actually go back and say, can we start over? Can we do a redo? I didn't like how I was in that conversation. Let's have a restart. So you can do it with you to you, or you to somebody else, or you just in your mental attitude towards something. So as a reminder, the past is only in your mind, and the future is only in our mind. The ego is where the mind of separation, thus our addiction to suffering, would only have us obsessing on the past or the future. So if we bring the past into the present, we're dooming the future to be just like the past. And this is what we're here to change. So the Course of Miracles, which I've talked about, that I have been studying quite deeply over the last year, I'm going to be alluding and bringing some of the teachings into it, because what I have gotten to in my own practice is that the work that we are learning from with Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Sue Morter, Marcy Shimoff, John Asroff, all these people, Michael Burnoff, that have been in The Secret and have been pioneers in really working with our mindset and the world of possibility. It comes from the Course of Miracles. It was written back in 1967. So the Course in Miracles says, I can have a grievance or I can have a miracle. I can't have both. So why I'm sharing this before we start creating our year is that it's important that we are in the right mindset and that we're coming from a place of love and peace and possibility and forgiveness and connection. We heard it in all of you. What lights me up? All of it was about connection, being with people, sharing our gifts, being in the space of things that move me and light me up, such as music and concerts, and making a difference, to see that someone's like, I know I'm going to be okay in my finances. All of these things is that those are in the space of love. Anything that's not love is in the space of fear, which where we would put anxiety, resentment, judgment, right? That holding on to limiting beliefs. So anything that's not love is not real. It's false, it's made up. It is what they also could refer to as insanity. So when we're in that space, it's like, recognize it, shift back into what do I want to create for myself? So if we're dragging into the present the grievances about our past, any complaining or whining about the past, my feeling is that things can never get better because of the past. Anger at others, anger at ourselves, because the mistakes we made, right? When we beat ourselves up or talk negative about ourselves, the ego will say, you see, nothing ever changes. And I'll hear that sometimes when I'm coaching. Well, just relationships are always hard. I've been in romantic relationships. They've never worked out. This is the ego saying, see, nothing ever changes. So in order to have everything that can contribute to our highest good, our highest prosperity, our highest abundance in 2026, is that I'm inviting you to join me in your willingness to let go of things that you do not need to carry with you. So, it is understood that this can also be easier said than done, right? It can be easier said than done sometimes. But it's proven that when we come together in groups like that, and you all alluded to that in a way or another, that when I'm surrounded by people that light me up, have me feel good, I'm in these conversations, what we're doing is we're elevating the consciousness to a higher level, that we can supercharge each other's intentions, light, and well-being of all of our thinking together. So while we're here thinking, what can I get from this class? What can I create? We're also supporting each other in getting what we want to create. So we're really up-leveling the vibration of all of us collectively. So let's just take a look at where we're at here. So the intention of a miracle-minded thought is that we rise to the highest level of consciousness. So number one, we can endure what's happening, right? We can endure what's going on out there in the world. We can be aware of what's happening in the world, for example, or what if I say I have a health condition, I can be aware of it and I can endure it without carrying it into my vibration. It allows us to transcend what is happening. So when we're in the work of this higher level of consciousness, we can actually transcend and then transform what is happening. So this is why when we're matching the vibration level of actually how we want to feel in life, what we want to create in life, we can endure, transcend, and transform because we're conscious. Because we can say, that person, that whatever's going on out there is coming from fear, anger, resentment, judgment. That is where karma comes in a not a great way, but when we're in that level of consciousness and rising above, and it's like, I choose love. You know, you did what you did. You didn't intend to hurt me. You didn't intend not to hurt me, but I'm not going to hold that in my energy field. I'm going to send you love and happiness. And maybe we go on our merry way. So this is, an invitation that when we are letting go of a burden, maybe it's a burden of being hurt by people in the past. Maybe it's a burden of something that happened that impacted me, that we want to be sending love and happiness, even to someone who has hurt us or done wrongdoing to us, because we talked about last month in the boomerang effect. So when we're holding on to resentment, when we're holding on to anger, or we're holding on to what happened was wrong and wanting that other person to be punished, like drinking the poison and asking the other person to die, that boomerang effect means if I'm holding on to anger to somebody about something they did to me, who's feeling the anger? If I'm feeling angry to somebody for something they did, I'm actually experiencing the anger. That's the boomerang effect. And this is why we want to lay these burdens down and send love and happiness. It's not condoning. It's not doing any of that. It's saying they did what they did. They're doing the best they could with whatever it was they knew. The impact was over here, and I'm not going to carry that impact anymore. I'm getting my get out of jail free card. So may everyone I meet, everyone I think of, be blessed with everything I think or say. As you're moving out into the world, as we look at each other here on Zoom in our little Hollywood squares, each one of us has our own burdens. Each one of us is carrying some pain or some hurt that we want to send love to each other, because that brings the love back to us. If anything in our life isn't working, we want to be looking and going, where am I withholding? Where am I not being generous? Where am I not sending love? Where am I projecting anger? Because that's what's happening in our own energy field. So may the universe use me in a way that is constructive. May my talents, my abilities, my thoughts, my feelings be of use and be of service to my family, my friends, and my community. Awesome. So You're home now, Vicki. It's like you've been transported through Zoom. Thank you for being here. So I invite you to, is everyone comfortable to speak? If you're not, you can type it into a chat, or you can just pass what it is that you are willing to release and not carry into the new year. I'll begin. I am not going to carry, I am leaving behind lack and scarcity. That is what I am leaving behind. I am putting the burden of lack and scarcity down so that I may move forward with abundance into the new year. Who would like to go next? We'll let you offer yourself, and if you want to pass, you can go ahead, Liz. Thank you.
Exactly the same as you. I am letting go of that. Yeah.
Lack and scarcity.
Yeah, lack and scarcity. Yeah. Yeah.
I release lack and scarcity. Wonderful. And I love that. Why don't we start with I release and then whatever it is. Let's do that. Who wants to go next? Just unmute and jump in.
I release the pain from a difficult relationship with my mother, moving forward to positivity.
When you have it, unmute and just say it. Go, Lucy.
I release the pain and trauma from my childhood.
Who else would like to share what they're releasing? Go, Sharon.
Yeah. Okay, well, I wrote down a whole bunch of things, but anyway, I guess the main one is, because you know the story about what I have left of a family. So I've decided to let both my niece and my brother go. I just sort of wrote, they don't care about me. I never heard from them, or Christmas, New Year's. My new family are my friends that I choose.
Beautiful. So what are you releasing? Just say like, I release.
These, well, I guess, I don't know how to explain that. I guess I've sort of given up. I don't have any numbers to contact them, so I guess I just release them from my life.
I release, what if it was, just to see if this lands, I release expectation. I release expectation from my family.
Of my family, then. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because it's the expectation that they're going to respond.
And also releasing friends that I feel don't treat me well. I'm releasing them too.
Okay. I release anything other than love. I release anything other than love. Yeah, so good. Who else would like to share what they're releasing?
Like Sharon, I have a huge list here, so I will read it.
Go for it. I release. Just say the list. Go for it.
I release limiting beliefs, bad habits, behaviors that no longer serve me, relationships that no longer serve me, anything that drags me down, thoughts, opinions, expectations from others, things that I shouldn't do/say, things that others don't do or say or don't say, hurtful situations that I need to come to terms with, anxiety, depression, worry, overthinking, assuming, guilt, grief, loss, and preoccupation with the past.
Wow, excellent.
So good, right? She's releasing fear, anger, resentment, releasing anything that's not love.
You've released so much, you're floating up like a joyful balloon floating off.
I wish that were true. Yeah, I mean, yes.
I love it. Parker, Shirley, if you want to pass, you can pass, but would you like to say anything you're releasing? Go ahead.
Yeah, I can try. I was just trying to like put it into words there. Yeah, I want to release expectations from my father and self-limiting judgment on myself.
So good. Release expectations of others and limiting beliefs on self. Beautiful. Shirley, anything for you, or are you passing?
Well, I think Parker just summed mine up, is releasing expectations of others.
So good. Yeah. That is freedom. Yeah. Beautiful, everyone. And what I've been doing is this is releasing the energy and putting it into the past so we don't bring it into the future. That I release. I release anything that's not love. I release expectation of others. I release lack and scarcity. I release pain from the past. Enough is enough. Pain from the past. So good. Thank you for that. How does that feel when we actually say, I release? Did anyone feel that in their body? Feel it in their body when you said it or others said it. If you're like, I still feel heavy. Keep practicing that as we move through as you want. Just like, I release whatever it is. I release burden. I release limiting beliefs. I release the limiting belief of I'm not smart enough. I release, right? That moving it off the body and leaving it in the past. So good, everyone. Thank you for sharing that. And the more we can claim these things, the more we can claim them out of our mouth, what we're actually doing is we're creating a declaration. And the power of a declaration, it lives in our DNA. When we make a declaration, this is why when we have marriage vows, those are declarations. But I declare, and you declare that I am leaving the pain of my past behind. I declare is like I release. These things are very powerful in our system. And this is why, as we're going to be creating what we're stepping into in 2026, and we use the words I am, we want it to be in present, positive tense, because anything that follows I am is a form of a declaration. So let's just chat a little bit about what we're doing when we are creating intentions, when we're wanting to bring something into our life. So the highest level of manifestation is anything that you want to think of that you want to manifest. And really what we're saying is make me the person in whose life that kind of thing unfolds naturally and automatically. So it's how am I being in the world? Who am I showing up as? Make me the person in whose life that kind of thing unfolds naturally and automatically. So if we want to have more loving relationships, we want to be loving in our relationships. If we want to fully commit to our health and well-being, having one foot in and one foot out the door of health and well-being is not going to get us health and well-being. We want both feet in the room of health and well-being. Because the more we are connected with what I want, why I want it, the difference it's going to make to my life, the more we will have the discipline that we need to actually get the momentum started. So who do I make me the person in whose life that kind of thing unfolds naturally and automatically? It's about bringing light to reveal what it is. I love this quote here. Let me just bring up the slides again. So many people think that that when we're manifesting, that we're asking the universe to, bring it. But what we're really doing is calling up and forth from what's inside of us already, because we're already perfect, whole, and complete. We are already enlightened. We already have the knowledge and the wisdom that we need to create whatever it is that we want. We might not know exactly how to do something, but the how will unfold as we start to take action towards what it is that we want. So Michelangelo, he would say, he would go into the quarry and he would look at these stones and he would say, I already see the statue as finished. My job is simply to remove the excess. So it's that really trusting in who you are, right? You're not your mind, you have a mind. You are not your body, you have a body. We are actually pure consciousness. And when you each shared about what lights you up, those are all breadcrumbs to your gifts. Those are all breadcrumbs to your passions. So when we look at the when my life is ideal, I am, we're really looking at what it is that lights you up so that when we're creating a life that we love living, it's actually connected to your highest values. And when we are living connected to our highest values, that is our passions, that this is for me. I see it in young people a lot. And young people, I mean like 20s, 30s, 40s, is that many of them went into a career or like they chose their education based on societal shoulds or norms or what I should do. You know, we hear a lot of people, oh, you should go into you should be a lawyer or you should be a doctor because you'll never be out of work, or you should do a trade because, they'll always need a trade. Yeah. And then we get into our 30s and 40s, maybe often the 30s, and go, I don't think I'm really interested in that. But what do? We start to feel guilty because of the time we invested, the money that was invested, and we start living a life that's not really ours. And what happens over time is our body starts to tell us. We sit in our car trying to talk ourselves into going into work today. We get sick, we get injured, we get migraines, we get gut aches. All of these things, we feel anxiety and overwhelm, are connected to us not living the highest version of who that we are. So just going to check and see. So when we are looking to create what it is that we want to have happen in 2026, we want to be really listening to what lights me up and what do I love. So, everyone who has anyone not done the Passion and Purpose Clarity Workshop? I think everyone did it sometime this fall with me, where when my life is ideal and you created your top 5. I think everybody did it at some point this fall. It was outside of this program, but you guys joined. So that is, as we're looking at 2026, something that you want to sort of keep there is like, what were my top 5 passions? Well, was it health and well-being? Was it being connected to my spirituality? Was it having the sense of financial abundance, that money comes to me with grace and ease? What were those big picture things? All right. Are you guys ready to get to work here? Because we got some stuff to do. Okay. So I invite you just to, we're going to just, jump. We're going to do kind of what Vicki did, is that we're just going to transport ourselves to December 31st, 2026 for just a moment. And as you transport yourself into December 31st, 2026, and if you have a different date, maybe you want to do today's date, January 12th, 11th, 12th, I can't remember now, 12th, 2027, or maybe you want to be with the Chinese New Year, you can do that. But I'll just say December 31st, 2026. Just take a couple of breaths into your belly. And if our main purpose of being here on this planet is to be at peace, to feel content, to live from this place of, I wish love and happiness for myself. I wish love and happiness for people in my life. And we can think of at the end of the year, what will have had to happen? What is the story that you would write as far as what is the intention? What is the story that I write for 2026? Take a breath into your belly. What have you accomplished? What has happened with your friendships? What's happening in your home? What are you creating? What is the environment that you're living in? Have you embarked on a new career? Do you have deep, loving relationships? What is authentic to you? What is authentic in that knowing what matters to you by the end of 2026? If you are living at your highest values, you are sharing your gifts, you are doing things that light you up, and living in congruence with who you're becoming, what will have had to happen? So I'm going to have you take a breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to open your handout. If you didn't print it, that's okay. And you're going to open it to the page. I'll just pull that page up so that if you didn't print it, it's a-okay. My 2026 intention. Now, an example of that intention could be 2026 feels spacious and alive. I am deeply connected to my body and my intuition. My relationships feel nourishing and real. I create from overflow, not depletion. I trust myself. I move through my days with presence, purpose, and peace. I am becoming more myself, and it feels like coming home. So notice how that is written in present tense. It emphasizes the feeling states, and it's personal and specific to what matters. So we're going to take a few minutes, and you're going to write December 31st, 2026, and write your story. What's your life like? You're happily married. You're in a beautiful, loving relationship. Go ahead and start to write December 2026. And start to fill out the page. How is your health? Where are you traveling? Where are you living? The sculpture is inside of you. Dream big. So much can happen a year. We overestimate what we can do in a day, and we underestimate what we can do in a year. Think of your finances. What are you learning? How are you growing? If you're putting down how much money you're making, add or more. So I'm earning $5,000 a month or more. Bought seasonal tickets to the BSO. And so if you've written your paragraph with your intention, feel free to write down how you want to feel. And what are the higher values that will guide your year? Present positive tense. Let it move you. Maybe this for you is a year where you're making a lot of big moves, big plans. Maybe this is a year where you need to recover, rejuvenate. Make this year magnificent. Write it all down. Breathe into the belly. Let it feel good. Even if it feels scary, your body doesn't know the difference between excited and scared. So as you're looking at your page, we've done what you're releasing, but add more there if you want to. And we'll talk about the word in a moment, so you can leave that one word. Don't worry about getting there just yet. Okay, so once you're done, you can just sit in the thought and the feeling. Feel it is done. Feel it is so. Feel the relief. Feel the joy. Feel how healthy you are. Once we know you're complete, just sit nice. Just quiet, give me an indication. But breathe into the "and it is so." It is done. There you are. Do you leave anything out? If you missed anything, do you want to add something in? This is your year to create. So we'll just give you a few more seconds here just to finish. Just really be in, and it is so, how good will that feel? All you desire. Example of values. Yes, thank you, Parker. So a value is equivalent to your passions, what you're most passionate about. So a value would be my body is healthy. A value would be you've talked about snowboarding and mountain biking. A value would be kind to others. A value would be everything I want is available to me. A value, how you want to, I show up as love and compassion. So think of the beingness of how you want to show up in the world, how you will be there for others. If you want a loving relationship, that I'm loving in my relationships. Great question. And these are live documents, right? If this is the first time you've done something like this, you want to go back and revisit and add to it and make it deeper and really add words that bring life to it. So I'm going to invite you to share if you're interested. If it doesn't feel like something you want to share, that's okay. But I'll start by sharing mine. So just the intention, the top part. So 2026 has been amazing. I love my home. Dave and I are deeply connected and enjoying creating and working on projects together that create a beautiful home and property. I am healthy, happy, and fit. I enjoy cooking healthy, delicious food. My coaching practice is steady and earning $3,500 or more per month. I am a paid speaker and educator in the Sea to Sky corridor. I'm sharing my gifts and it feels amazing. I am connected and integrated in the community in which I live. My friends are aligned with my values. We are active together and enjoy meaningful conversations and laughter. I have great relationships with my children, Heather, Spencer, and Jake. And Desiree, who is my first grandchild, arrives healthy and well. I have a deep and beautiful bond with her. Friends visit us often. Our home is welcoming and comfortable for guests to enjoy. Life is the best it has ever been. So that is my intention for my 2026. Thank you, Liz. And is anyone else interested in sharing theirs as a declaration to make it so? If so, just unmute and share.
Mine's not.
Anyone interested in sharing the intention? Just the top paragraph. If not, you can just pass. That's okay. All right. No one wants to share, read theirs?
Well,
Lucy?
what I was going to share was that I feel that mine is too personal, and probably would want to share that with you in our one-on-one, if that's.
Beautiful. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't just want to be quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And it's totally fine. It's only if you're open to sharing.
So I have an extreme difficulty doing this, and I have never done it. So I'm trying to figure out if it's that brain thing that I have. If I have no mental images, sound, or different kinds of senses within me to visualize the future.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how to balance that, or if there's a way around it, or I don't know. Just
what about if so when you did the because you were at the workshop on Saturday.
Oh, I know. I have trouble with it. I've hardly. So the first time I went, I realized something in my life. Circle dancing fits a lot of things that I really like and enjoy doing and make me joyful. And then I realized the next time, the next thing that came to mind was the health. That if I don't have my health, I can't dance, or movement, or body health. So I'm sort of doing it, but it feels in a different way, and it's really hard.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So as Darlene mentioned, she has the visualization is hard, and that is for some people they can't see. So we're like, just imagine. It's like there's no pictures, there's no words, there's nothing. So my suggestion would be to create, because we're writing in the present positive tense. So your highest values, you've mentioned the circle dance is something that really brings joy to you and important. You're having time with your grandchild. You've mentioned your health. That just write a story of what it is that I love in my life.
Yeah, I think that's easier for me. And it's like, I have all this. You just have to learn how to let go of some of the things that are taking away from that. That's just how it feels to me. So
yeah, so good. So this is, I live by my highest values, and they are this. And because that is the whole point of this is that if these are the things that make me happy and that I want to have in my life, even if I don't have them yet, for some, I'm always choosing in favor of my highest values. So if you make your story, these are my highest values, this is how I live my life, it's the same thing.
okay.
And how that unfolds. So it's a way, it's a workaround for you.
Thank you.
Is that I live by my highest values. I value my health and well-being. My body knows health and healing. So, you might have a pain in your body, right? An injury or a sore joint that it's like, okay, well, I don't want that. So what's the opposite of that? Well, my body knows health and healing.
Okay.
So that's things to write down.
Okay. Thank you, Linda.
Okay. Yeah, great. Thank you, Darlene. Go ahead, Sharon.
I'll do it, Linda. Okay.
Right.
I think after listening to yours, wow, what a fabulous life for next year. Anyway, I have met new friends that I invite into my home. I am at peace of mind knowing that my wishes will be fulfilled. Then I just sort of wrap, I'm happy, joyous, and abundant. I am taking courses at Elder College. I am back creating my jewelry again, which I did at one time. And I'm traveling to new countries to learn sort of about new cultures. And I have a healthy body, and I'm also helping seniors, I don't know, in whatever way I can.
Beautiful.
And then I just sort of added, I look to my higher consciousness to guide my best practices and directions in my life. So it's a little bit of a start. Better than I had last year.
Well, here's the thing is that depending on where we're at in our stage in life, like, when we're younger, we're driving our careers, we're driving relationship, we're maybe creating family, and we're growing in the career. When we're in our 70s and 80s, we might be looking to share our wisdom, to contribute to the community. It's still important contributions. We make a difference, but we're more sharing the wisdom as opposed to learning and growing. So, for many in their set, they go, I just want peace and be content, right? Like, I want life to be easy.
Yeah, but you have to work at. I now feel that I have more ability going into this third year to actually do these intentions. Like, I really want to do them. I want to make them work, and I want to make them happen.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel that before, but I do now. That's the change I see in myself.
So good. Yeah, it's getting into action. Good. Anyone else want to share? Or if not, we're good.
I just kind of have like bullet form, so it's not as fluent as a paragraph, but intention for 2026. I have a body and mind that is resilient, sharp, and easeful. I'm practicing my body work, holistic practice that has significant impact on people's lives and their health. And I'm in a loving, meaningful relationship that is exciting and adventurous.
Sounds like an amazing year.
Sounds good.
Yeah. It helps us learn about each other and what matters to us, doesn't it? Where the focus is. Yeah, thank you, Parker.
I just had a question. Is there a specific timeline on tonight's call? I do have to leave in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, they're always an hour. The master classes are an hour and a half,
Oh, I see. Okay.
and they're from 5 to 6:30 Pacific time. The group Q&As are 1 hour. So the next time we meet for the group Q&A, those are 60 minutes.
But
Is there
they're
anything,
they're recorded.
yeah, because I do have to take off early. Is it just to work on the other
Yep,
uh
yeah, we're going to go
pages?
through the next steps now. You won't get all 3 goals done tonight.
Yeah,
You can always pick up the recording of the last 10 minutes, but the worksheets is really what we're working on for the rest of
perfect.
today.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Good. All right. Anyone else? Going once, going twice. All right. Beautiful. Well done, you guys, and feel free to tweak it. So what we're doing is we're setting the foundation of what matters to me most, right? That we're creating a year intentionally, and then we want to be living into what it is that are our highest values. That is the foundation, and we always choose in favor of it. So when we look at the foundation, it's about getting clear on your core values and your life purpose, which we've been working on over the course of the year, or those that were in the Passion and Purpose Clarity Workshop. That's really what we were doing, is we're going like, what matters to me most, right? What lights me up? What are the most important things in my life? These are things that like nobody has to tell you to do. These are things like, when I had my family, people would say, why don't you get a new couch? And I'm like, oh, I can't afford furniture. And then all of a sudden there'd be an elliptical in my living room. That my values are obviously health and fitness. Or when I went to visit my son in Mexico and we were looking for a place for me to stay, I said, I want there to be a gym in the building, or that there's a gym close by that I can get to. He's like, you're not concerned about water view? I'm like, no, I can walk to the ocean. I want to make sure that I can have, go to the gym and work out. So these are things that automatically happen. It's like, that's like non-negotiable health and well-being and my spiritual practice. So that is the foundation that we really want to be drilling down into. The second thing is that, we're always dancing between ego which is there to keep us safe, there to hold us small, there to remind us of what didn't work in the past. The ego is based on resentment and judgment, right? The limiting beliefs. We're dancing between what we want for our lives and then the ego trying to keep us safe and small. So when we're creating what we want for our life, it's like, am I living by the highest standard? Am I living from a place of integrity, or do I keep letting myself off the hook? Oh, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to cook. That's why I am cooking home cooked meals. And I haven't been doing that for the last little while. And it's like, when do I start? Right? Like, I don't want to let myself off the hook. So looking at where in your life do you need to raise your standards? Where in your life do you need to raise your standards? Where do you need to stop compromising, letting yourself off the hook? This is where we need a little discipline until we start to get the benefits and the habit and the pattern of that. And then the third is, how am I actually going to get this done? Right? We've got the intention, but now we need to have an action plan. Like, what is it that I need to be doing such as that this is my life? What steps? Well, I need to get recipes. I need to make sure I have proper food in the house. I need to carve out time for cooking and to set a stage where I enjoy it, have music, have nice cooking utensils, those sorts of things. So we want to be having the strategy in place that we can actually make it happen. So the foundation is key. This is why we spend so much time on who am I and what matters to me most. And here in this program, our goal is to give you a great life. And the only way to do that is to raise our standards. Where in your life can you raise your standards? And this is a quote by Tony Robbins, is that the only thing that changes our life long-term is when we raise our standards. The way we do one thing in our life is the way we do everything. You want to have a better life, you want improvements in areas of your life, you need to raise your standards. And we want to start to be tough on ourselves. We want to be strict on ourselves. What things have you been saying, I should do, I should do, I should do, that you need to move into the must? What are these things that you have been setting goals for over and over again? Is it about, I got to get into a regular exercise routine. I need to declutter my house. I've got to, go and see a career counselor so that I can figure out what my next moves are. So what shoulds, you've created, what do I want for my life? Like, if I want to be in a beautiful, loving relationship, am I going where I can meet people like that? Am I, where are the people that I want to meet? Are they in yoga? I tell you, go play pickleball. The women are all there if you want to meet women. Am I actually taking action to make it happen? So as you look at what are you creating for 2026, what do you need to put in place? And sometimes it is not very comfortable, right? Going out and meeting new people and joining clubs and groups, these things, it's a stretch. Oddly, when I first moved to Whistler, I was like, okay, I need to go to a gym. I was a little nervous walking into a gym the first time. Like, I have a Pilates studio. I've been in gyms my whole life, but it was new for me being in a community where I didn't know anybody. I wasn't in charge. So in raising your standards, your relationships reflect your standards. If you want to improve your relationships, you need to improve your standards of how you are in your relationships. Your income is a result of your standards, and your body reflects the standards that you hold for it. So really having an honest look at where do you need to raise your standards. Now, as I'm saying this, you may be feeling some resistance. Anyone feeling resistance right now about what they need to do to actually make something that they want to make happen in their life? Resistance is normal, but when you decide to grow, resistance is going to show up. And that's where this program is so valuable, because it's like, we're here supporting you. We're here cheering you on. We're saying, you got this, you can do it. How can we support you? It's like, okay, I'm going to go, get up earlier than I normally do and go to the gym, and you can send a note and say, I did it. What we're going to be doing this year is creating a WhatsApp group so that we can celebrate your wins. We can be with you through your challenges. So, look at the resistance and go, oh, okay, I'm resisting there. What's that one all about, right? What's in the way of that? What do I need to release? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to address? Where do I need to ask for help? What is it that I'm worried about that there's resistance? So resistance will show up as procrastination and perfectionism, self-doubt, imposter syndrome. Resistance will show up as overwhelm, analysis paralysis. Has anyone done that? Like, I know I need to, I know I need to do my books done, and all of a sudden I've cleaned out my cupboards in my kitchen. I think I have to be perfect before I begin. Imperfect action. For those of you that do analysis paralysis, imperfect action, guys. Imperfect action. And then we tell ourselves old stories and limiting beliefs. So we want to watch out for resistance. We want to treat it as a gift, as an opportunity for us to manage what it is and get it the heck out of the way. So acknowledge resistance without judgment, reconnect with why this matters to you, and take the smallest aligned action. So the intention that you've created, check that it's not a to-do list. It's a felt vision and an energetic blueprint for how you want to move through life. So when you look at, my 2026, this is living by my highest values, that it's a felt vision. It will feel good. How will it feel when you are connected with people? How will it feel when you make friends that are close by, that are like, 2 minutes away, that they come over into your home? How will it feel when I'm in a loving, intimate relationship? So we've done this part here. And what I want to jump to is looking at how do we now create action. So let's go to the next sheet where it says goal number 1. And when you look at your intention and what it is that you want to create for this year, maybe you want to have, be an excellent steward of your money. Maybe you want to be feeling really confident with your finances. Maybe you want to, I'm financially stable and I'm saving money for my future. What is out of the intention that you set of how your life is, what would be your first goal? What would be a goal that you could create? I'll stop sharing and bring up the other screen. I'm coming. Right? So think of one goal. It could be something that you can transform as a should into a must. What is one thing, when you look at what you want to create for 2026, what would be your first one thing to focus on? Is it hiring a financial advisor? Is it holding an afternoon tea? Is it starting a book club and you invite your neighbors over? Is it hiring a fitness expert to set me up on a fitness plan? So what is one step that you can take if I am deeply connected and integrated in my community because I'm moving to Pemberton? How am I going to get connected and integrated? Well, I'm thinking of joining the Pemberton Rotary. my home is set up so people can come visit. Well, I need to invite people over. Let's get a date on the calendar where you're going to come and see me. All y'all.
Right.
we get on our bikes, and Pemberton is quite flat. There's beautiful lakes to hike around. 1 Mile Lake. I think, Darlene, you might have been up in the area. You've been up in the Pemberton area, Darlene, with some of your kayaking.
I have. It's beautiful up
just
there.
a little bit. Yeah. Stayed
A lot
at
of lakes.
Scout camp between Whistler and Pemberton. I don't even know if you know it's there, but we've stayed there. Just have a outdoors, and $20 a night for us when I was a leader. It was nice without kids.
Amazing.
So
I haven't explored in the Pemberton area, and we're hearing more and more about is just so much beauty in lakes.
there's a marsh there. There's a parking lot, if it's still there, on the right hand side, and the marsh is on the left. But that's where the Scout camp is. It's beautiful.
Fun. So does everyone have a goal? And so now take a look at, why does it matter? Because if I'm healthy, I'll be able to play with my grandchild. You know, as Darlene says, it's so great. My grandson comes and he opens his arms. Well, we've got to be strong enough to pick that little growing two. He's 2, right? 2 years, 2 or 3 now. 1, 2. He's 2. He's getting heavier. I'm walking around with the medicine ball out in front of me that's, 20 pounds, thinking this little monkey is this little granddaughter of mine. We found out it's a girl. And they're going to call her Desiree. So why does it matter? Well, cooking healthy food is going to help me be healthy. Why does it matter? We need to have that why, because it's going to require something for us to grow. How's that make me feel? More energy, more vitality. What limiting beliefs might try and stop you? I'm not a good cook. I'm scared of poisoning my partner. If I cook it, he might not like it. So when we're stretching ourselves and doing evolving, we're going to come up against something. So if we know why we're doing it and we're ready for it, when I expanded into my Pilates studio, a businessman said, Linda, I want you to write down everything that could go wrong and then create a strategy for what you'll do. And all of those things didn't go wrong, but some things did. And I'm like, yeah, I already thought of that. It was very good advice. So you'll be doing this with, so in the goal number 1 on the second page, this is kind of like the markers that we created for our passion list. Like, how do I know that I'm moving in that direction, or how do I know that I'm there? Milestone would be hiring a personal trainer. I'm gone to the gym. I've put in my day timer 2 times a week that I go to the gym. And rarely, do we do these things alone? What support or resources do you need? I might need to have an accountability partner. Check-in time with the coach. Ask a friend who's a really good cook to share favorite recipes with me. How will I celebrate? I'll have a dinner party and be relaxed. And this question could have been at the beginning. But, I'll ask people, are you interested or are you committed? Because if you're just interested, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So you want to choose things that you are committed to, that is important enough to you that you're willing to do the work and show up. Like I'll say, guys, you've been so committed to this program. It just has been so incredible. Not every, we did this Wednesday morning last week. We have this in 2 groups, just for Shirley and Parker. We've got a few that aren't here tonight. I always we have 2 times. So if you're not committed at a 10 out of 10, you need to look at what's in the way of you being committed at 10 out of 10 if this is really going to make a difference to your life. So the offer is to do that, create a second and a third goal. So, in past, we've looked at the wheel of life. It's got all these different aspects. If your goal is travel, maybe one goal is planning a trip. What does that look like? How do you plan a trip? Doing the research. I tell my friends who travel a lot, it used to be, everyone used to have file folders of their trips. Now it's all, sometimes, who's a good trip planner? Like they do spreadsheets. Going from here to here to here. You're a good trip planner, Sharon. You often do that.
I do, yeah, but I don't do spreadsheets because I don't like computers.
Right.
But I still plan the holiday in a lot of detail. You know me, I'm very detailed. So let's say more handwritten.
Mm-hmm.
But now I've done it so many times, the brain just knows what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Linda, I know that we're out of time here, 6:30, but can I just share a few things?
Yes, please.
Okay. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to share. I know there was a chance, but I didn't at the time. But just wanted to share what I want to do or be in a year. Yeah. So I did January 12th, 2027. So I am married in a happy, healthy, loving relationship. I am nursing a baby girl, Rose. I am teaching art and photography full time. I have healthy, supportive relationships, family and friends. I am so happy with my life and feel fulfilled with my purpose. I started writing my memoir and took a writing class. I enjoyed my vacation to Hawaii, which is my honeymoon, and I am calm, peaceful, and healthy, mind, body, and soul. So some goals, thank you. Some goals for those things that I just said was take the writing course, be healthy in order to have that baby. But in order to be healthy, it has to be body, mind, and soul. So for the body, daily walks, eating healthy meals. For spiritual, just working on my faith and, being part of this course, I feel like there's a lot of spirituality in that too. And then working on my mental, which is still working on, my CBT classes, counseling, and working with Linda and all of you ladies in the life coaching. Putting effort in my marriage, and then show love in my relationships, because I feel like if I want to receive love, I have to give love. Making peace my priority, being committed, being fashionable, doing fashionable things, and then just enjoying life and relax during trips. So I know there's a lot of goals there. I need to focus on them and stuff, but it's just, those are the goals that I got from the stuff that I wrote for 2026. And I'm
So
going to add
good.
one last thing. So we did this last year, right? Or was it the beginning of last year? And I'm looking at my stuff of what I wrote. And by March 8th of this year, 2026, I wanted to be married, teaching art, pregnant, and healthy. Well, I'm teaching art now. Not full time, but at least it's part time. I'd say I'm getting healthier. I wouldn't say I'm fully healthy yet, but I'm getting healthier. I am getting, well, by March 8th, I will be married. And then hopefully by March 8th, I will be pregnant. So it's actually quite beautiful, this whole program. Linda, we had discussed, many, many times, but just recently, really, like, what is the growth that has happened in the year and everything that I've done throughout this year, and what I've been able to accomplish. Like, it's pretty awesome. And I know that all of you ladies have done that too. So thank you for being part of my journey and supporting me and listening to me. And I am happy also to see your growth as well. So thank you.
Amazing. It is so valuable to have these things written down. And then when you look back, it's like, wow, I did it. Because sometimes we're so busy moving forward, that we forget to stop and look back and go, wow, I actually wrote that down and all these things are happening, or this or something better. Yeah. So thank you, Vicki. And congratulations. Yeah. So beautiful. Good. Anyone else have anything they would like to share in closing? I know that our time is up. All right, so let's give one word for how. So what we stepped over on the intention was a theme or word for a year. And so I'm going to invite you just to not overthink it. That when we think about the year coming up, if you were to have a guiding light that encompassed the intentions or the goals, these are just examples. What could be your word of the year that will guide you through the year? And I invite you, don't overthink it. Just state it. I actually hadn't created mine yet. So I will say that my word of the year will be alignment. Now I can popcorn, or we can just unmute and just take a stab at it. Shirley, what's your word? What could be your word of the year this year?
Growth.
Growth. Amazing. You can popcorn.
Darlene.
Strength.
Strength. You want to popcorn it?
Lucy.
Transform. Sharon?
A joyous abundance.
Do you want to popcorn it, Sharon?
Okay. Liz?
Mine is like Linda's, alignment. I keep copying her.
Well, we're aligned. And Vicki.
Love and peace.
So good, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all who you are. I appreciate you all so much, and know that I'm always here for you. Our next meetings will be the group Q&A. The dates aren't memorized in my head, but it's not next week, but the week after, on Monday at 5, and then the Wednesday. And we have our SMAPS classes. So much love to you all. Thank you. And please do reach out if you need anything.
I just have a reading recommendation. I just started reading this book.
Oh,
That's the one I got for Christmas. I'm reading it
I've read
too.
50 pages. It's me. I'm always trying to fix things and do things. So I've
It's
started the let them words, and it's like, it's helpful.
Yes.
it's excellent. And you know what else I'm reading is the one from years ago, like where you read it each day, The Simple Abundance by
Oh,
the
I
Sarah
have one
Bar.
of those books too. I better get it
Oh,
out.
with those two,
Amazing.
after the holiday I've had, Linda, I was going to send an email to you, and I haven't. A lot of serious things have happened.
Okay,
One
we'll
of
reach out.
my girlfriends, who's almost 91, had a aneurysm burst in her brain.
Oh,
They operated on her a week ago Sunday. She's in the neuro is it UC? What is it from the hospital?
I see
I
you.
see you.
ICU. Sorry. So she's there, and yesterday wasn't good, but now I got a notice today she's better. Her left side is, let's say, partially not functioning. So that's where
we
it
send her
happened.
lots of love and healing, Sharon. Lots of love and
Yeah.
healing.
So, and I got another one going with brain member cancer going for the radiation.
Mm,
And I'm well again, so that's good. So I'm thinking,
love and
oh
healing.
man. But you know what? I went through your notes from last year. I'm reading the 2 books, and that's how I got myself back so I could do this today.
So
I was
good.
pretty low, but thank goodness I'm doing this. It just brought me right back up. Very positive now. I'm optimistic because life is a roller coaster ride.
It is.
Ain't that the truth,
Make it a
sister?
little
It's
smoother.
just it's been stuck down at the bottom over the holidays. But it's come back up, and I have to realize that at my age and my friends, things can happen. I have to expect it.
So much love. Thank you, everybody. Blessings, and we will be in touch and see you next time.
Okay. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
And thanks, Linda. When do you move?
I'm in the midst of it now. Moving trucks show up on Wednesday.
Oh, wow. Because that house looks gorgeous. Oh, you're going to love it.
Good luck. All the
Everything will go
best.
smoothly. I'll be thinking about you.
Oh, it will.
Thank you.
I'll go
Thank
well.
you. All right. Much love, everyone.
Bye.